South Brunswick Township Work Session meeting of July 3rd, 2024. Please stand for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on the agenda, we have our moment of silence, which has been our custom for many, many years for all of those serving here and abroad to return home safely to their families. And a roll call. Mr. Bierman?
Here.
Mr. Camerata?
Here.
Ms. Grover?
Here.
Ms. Hockman?
Here.
And Mr. Carley is running a little late. Next, we have our open public meeting statement. I'll read that aloud. In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, notice of this meeting was given by way of annual notice filed with the Township Clerk, the Home News Tribune, the North South Brunswick Sentinel, and the Trenton Times, and posted on the bulletin board in the South Brunswick Municipal Building on January 11th, 2024. Next on the agenda, we have the public portion.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Seeing no
Any-
public, motion to close the public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have timely and important. So we have items, 3 resolutions, 2 ordinances for first reading, and a revised resolution. Is there a motion to add those items as timely and important?
Motion to add the timely important items.
Second.
And a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, here we go.
Make it?
Stay there.
Yes. Thank you.
Stay there. Doesn't hate you.
Yeah, we're going to kerfuffle the audience, but that's all right.
They're going to think you're a candidate.
I have that personal blue mustache.
Okay, so,
Thanks.
give me a second to get settled. Okay, so the next item then is, we have discussions. The first item is Arcadis request for a temporary right of entry on Block 260, Lot 3, the Freedom Trail.
Any discussions? Anybody, any issues, problems?
Well, I just, for my 2 cents, I think we need to adopt our professionals' guidance and suggestions. Mr. Scott said he wants those 6 items, those bullet points added. Sergeant Beard was concerned about the curve and the safety and the sidewalk, along with Public Works. Mr. Epps was also concerned about not having equipment going on that sidewalk. It's not built for it.
Right.
So I think, look, it's just a right of way, but I think we need to respect our professionals. I think from my unlimited professional perspective, I think they're correct and spot on. So I'm good to move it forward as long as it's that we're taking that into account.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, as long as we make some kind of notation of the concerns that our professionals have, let's move that forward.
Okay, very good. So we'll move that forward. Next items under discussion, we have an ordinance amending Chapter 110, Traffic and Vehicles, enacting weight restrictions on Miller Road.
Yeah, I think the only question I would have, and I certainly want to move it forward, what type of impact is this going to have? Meaning, how many trucks that are 4 tons or more go down there now? Just curiously.
I can't imagine that. I don't believe there's a high volume of trucks.
Yeah, that recycling operation. moving
Yeah.
down
So that's going to
Broadway
impact, they're going to have to use the.
Yeah, because
Broadway.
because for every action there's a reaction. I just want to be prepared if
I think there's more than we realize.
Okay,
That's a cut
Yeah.
through.
it's a cut through.
Yeah,
okay.
and that's why we're kind of doing
So
it.
then-
But the question, I would have liked to seen how many they estimate going through now, and where are they emanating from? Is it the recycling or whatever? 'Cause we might get some pushback. So at
Yeah,
least
that's
we,
all right.
Yeah,
I think it needs to be done, because Miller Road is,
yeah,
but
It's a path through a swamp.
yeah,
pretty much, that's
Yeah,
what it
so-
was.
yeah. So anyway, that's all I had to say.
Very good. We'll move that forward for introduction then at the next regular meeting. Next on the agenda, we have the manager's report.
Just 2 things. In observance of the holiday, the township offices will be closed tomorrow. There'll be no garbage or recycling collection tomorrow. Public Services will collect all the usually scheduled material, Thursday material, on Friday of this week. So there will be collections on Friday, picking up for tomorrow's scheduled materials. Just wanted to say thank you to we did have our fireworks show on Monday evening here in town. Want to say thanks to a few departments for their coordination with each other, the planning and coordination. I think it all went well together. The Recreation Department, the Police Department, the Fire Safety Office, and the Department of Public Works. I'd just like to thank all those departments for their efforts in making the event go off smoothly on Monday night.
Yep.
Well said.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Mayor, next on the agenda, we have the consent agenda. There are 6 items. If there's no objection, we can move all forward 6 for action at the next regular meeting, unless you'd like to discuss any item.
No, I'm good.
All good?
All good here.
Perfect. We'll move those forward to the next regular meeting. Next, we have the items for action. We'll start with the added ordinances for first reading. We have ordinance number 2024-15. This is a bond ordinance providing the capital improvements for and by the Township of South Brunswick in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating the aggregate amount of $1,269,400. Therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,205,930 in bonds or notes of the Township to finance part of the cost thereof. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-15?
It's second reading, open to the public?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Motion to open to the public.
No, this is the first reading for this ordinance.
It
This is
says-
the one that was added, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number 15.
You bumped it up.
Yep.
It's not A. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes. Motion to move forward.
Second.
Motion second to introduce and a roll call. Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Carley?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. The second ordinance here for first reading, which was also added as timely, is number 2024-16. That's here for introduction. It's a bond ordinance providing for utility capital improvements for and by the Township of South Brunswick in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $8,110,817, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $8,110,817 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing the cost thereof. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-16?
Motion to introduce.
Second.
And a roll call, Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Camerata?
Yes, just real quick, just a quick note. We're moving these forward because a lot of these projects need to get done. We haven't really discussed our capital projects, but in light of expediency and getting things done, that's why we're moving these separately. And that's why we're, we have full support here. We got to get this work done. Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Carley?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, under items for action, we do have one ordinance here for we have 2 ordinances here for second reading and a public hearing as well. The first one is ordinance number 2024-12. This is approving the application for long-term tax exemption and authorizing the execution of a financial agreement for, with 4112 to 4126 U.S. Route 1 Urban Renewal LLC concerning the property known as Block 84, Lot 4.05. Is there a motion to open to the public on ordinance number 2024-12?
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one in the public, is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Is there a motion then to finally adopt ordinance number 2024-12?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And a roll call, Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Carley?
Yes.
Thank you. The second ordinance here for public hearing and final adoption is number 2024-13. This is amending Chapter 118 Vegetation, Article 4, Trees of the South Brunswick Township Code regarding tree removal regulations. Again, this one is here for a public hearing. Is there a motion to open to the public?
Open to public. Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one, is there a motion to close?
Motion to close public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion then to finally adopt ordinance number 2024-13?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And a roll call, Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Carley?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Next on the agenda, we have resolutions, numbers 1 through 3, and then the 3 that were added, which was 4, 5, and 6. Is there any item anyone would like pulled?
Yeah, can we pull item number 1, resolution ID 14755, please?
And I would like number 3 pulled, 14763.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else to be pulled, if we can have a motion then to adopt items number 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Motion to adopt 2, 4, 5, 6.
Second.
And a roll call, Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Carley?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. We can go back then to item number 1.
Yeah, can we just table that for now?
Yep, we can move that, pull that right off the agenda, that's fine. And then number 3, which was authorizing a contract with CME to provide asbestos bulk sampling analysis.
And Brian, this is more for you. I'd like to hold this off for now, and the reason is, it speaks, the resolution's written, and even the letter is written, it states that provide asbestos bulk sampling analysis and abatement. But they quote us $7,000 for the first 2 aspects. There's no mention of the abatement and the cost of the abatement. I know, until they know, I know. I know, I just, is there
Towards Mr. Camerata's point, you might
Yeah.
just want to move the abatement language
out of it, that's, yeah.
Frankly speaking, I was surprised to see it because the architect who's working on the library did the last expansion. And one would think that a building of that vintage and having worked on it before, you'd have knowledge of it.
Right. Yeah, I think the mayor's suggestion is well taken. I think I'm prepared to, I would approve moving it forward as long as we take a payment out of it.
Okay.
Because it could be misinterpreted. I
That
think,
is
from
an
people.
unknown,
Yeah,
as
no, and
Donald
I,
Rumsfeld
yeah,
would say.
yeah. I agree, but I think people could read that and say, oh, for $7,000, you're doing all 3.
I hate to say it, but I think that abatement word ends up being
Yeah.
in the multiples of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Multiples of tens of thousands of dollars.
Multiple certainly of tens of 7,000. Okay, but that's my suggestion. I mean, is that something we can do administratively here, or do we have to reintroduce?
No, you can do it here. You can
Okay.
take
then
that
it's
language
not
out of
that-
the
okay,
resolution
substantial.
and
Okay.
pass it as.
That's my suggestion
It's
to
the
my
nature of the work
colleagues.
session.
Yeah.
Move it forward as
Well,
amended.
no, it's item of action, no.
You'll just
Does-
revise it?
well,
Do you provide a revised
Well,
version?
does the, do we have it right here?
Yes.
We can just do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, good suggestion. Makes sense.
There you go.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
So in the, what we will do is in the title, we'll take out, it'll sampling and analysis, take out and abatement.
All right.
And
It's
in the, in the
It's stated in the
second,
resolution, too.
the second paragraph will do the same thing.
Yep.
It begins whereas CME Associates has prepared, and further down to that paragraph, it will say sampling and analysis, and we will take out and abatement.
Please.
And then we leave everything the same until under the now therefore, the first sub-part of that paragraph, contract being hereby is authorized. We say, it should say bulk sampling and analysis, and we should take out and
And
abatement.
abatement, yep. Yep.
And
Got it.
that is how it will read if
Great.
approved by the council tonight.
That's great.
Okay. So I'll move that, I'll
As
move that
revised.
amendment resolution as revised.
As revised, sure. I'll have a motion by Mr. Cameron. Is there a second on that revised version?
I'll second.
And a second, and a roll call. Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Carley?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. And then I believe we're down to the executive session, which is just the one added. So at this point, we'll say goodnight, have a motion to move into
Motion to
executive
goodnight, say
session, and then
goodnight.
to adjourn immediately thereafter.
Sure.
Yes, good night, and we will adjourn the meeting afterwards.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good night, everyone.